good today. Me and Mum filmed that video, and as I was saying before, like, that just made my day. It just felt so genuine, like, so, oh, I don't know, it was just so much fun. But yeah, I hope you're doing okay as well. Yeah, my book is called My Non-Identical Twin. Oh, the comments are so sweet. Say thank you to your mum for the pink scrunchie and cat purse. That's so lovely. My mum is actually in the chat now, so she will have seen that, and she's gonna absolutely love that, so thank you. I almost peed watching it. I nearly peed when some of the stuff that she came out with, honestly, just really caught me off guard. Thank you. Hey. I know you like gymnastics, but have you ever done dance? So I did like two ballet classes, 2 or 3, when I was about maybe 12. I really didn't like it. Plus they put me in a class that was way too young for me. So because I already had so much gymnastics experience, it was way too easy, and I found it really boring. So I didn't really enjoy that very much. Definitely not a ballet girl. I do have so much respect for ballerinas though, like, it's so much tougher than people realise. But a lot of gymnastics was incorporated with, a lot of dance was incorporated with gymnastics. So like during competitions, Christmas displays especially, was a lot of dancing. So I would say I do have like some dance experience, but I've never done like specific dance classes, but I do have dance experience. Yeah, it was a tonic colic. I know, we were talking about it earlier, yeah, one of the balls fell off when I was in London somewhere, I don't know when. Woo! It's just me, myself, and I, solo ride until I die, 'cause I got me for life. This is my new fleece. It's super basic, but I love it so much. I just got it from Sainsbury's. I've been wearing it all the time. This is my Care Bears one. Wankers. I have been to London during Christmas time, yeah. It is really nice, all the lights and everything. We went into, what's that really big shop? Is it Phoenix? Or maybe it was a different one. And it was pretty cool because they had different numbers on all the windows, like an advent calendar. That was really nice. I like that a lot. Meow. But oh my god, the price of everything. Whew. Harrods, is that what it was? Yeah, might be. Wankers. That is stunning. Thank you. Who sent that? Amelia, thank you so much. There's no other platform that has gifts like TikTok. Like, they are so good. Thank you. Hello. By the way, I saw someone comment before. No, the video that me and my mum just did that I posted today, it wasn't planned. I mean, it was planned as in we knew what trend we were doing, but we didn't tell each other what we were going to say to each other. That's like the whole point of the trend. So I didn't know what she was going to say about me, and she didn't know what I was going to say about her. So the reactions are genuine. Like, it's not completely staged. It's 100% genuine. It's my favourite TikTok trend, like, ever, I think. So good. I love watching other people's as well. So funny. I feel like it's such a good chance to, like, just get stuff off your chest. I feel like Mum certainly was, blooming heck. Thanks for the roses. Oh my days. What the heck? Thank you. I've been to Winter Wonderland once, and I went with Max and Harvey, and I think it was maybe 2021. It was a few years ago. We did ice skating, and my feet was dystonic at the time, so that was a bit of a mess. And then Tom, bless him, my tallest friend, also has, as you can imagine, very, very, very large feet. And basically they didn't even have ice skates that were big enough for him, so he was like hobbling off the ice rink, like holding on to me. We were quite the pair. He had blisters, it was so bad. Yeah, that was a while ago. It was fun though. Was it 2021? Maybe it was 2022. I don't know. Ava, thank you. Where's that comment gone? Are you still planning to do a YouTube video on your hospital stay? I filmed it. I filmed it a few days after getting home from hospital. So I got home the 19th of September. And I filmed it like the 21st maybe, you know, while it was all still fresh in my head and while the emotions were still raw and everything. And I've got like an hour, 50 minutes footage worth. I haven't started editing it or anything, it's just sitting in my camera roll. But I'm gonna have to sort of watch through it and see what I think, because at the time I filmed it and I was like, that is not quite what I had in mind. Like, it was basically just me ranting. Like, I got really angry, I was quite emotional because it was all still so raw. And I was still super upset about what the neurologist had said to me and all of that stuff. So I don't know what I will do with that video, whether I'll post it or not. I think what I need to do is watch through it, maybe start editing it and see what I think. I do think it's important for me to talk about it if I can, but I want to make sure that I do it in a way that I'm happy with, you know. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Are you going to do a Halloween YouTube video this year? I sure am. I filmed it yesterday. I've got my laptop here. I'm still editing it. The only thing I will say, please don't be mad at me, but it is quite a bit shorter than previous years. The actual song is only... so the whole video is 2 minutes 26 seconds, which is quite short, so I do apologise about that. But the song, what is this doing? Come on. For fuck's sake. Hello. What was I saying? But this song was just too perfect for Halloween. I had to use it. Just make sure the volume's off because I don't want you guys to hear it early. Oh, my volume's completely way up. So, yeah, I'm still editing it. I get so nervous doing this like kind of thing because I don't know if it's like cringy or not, but I love doing this video every year because to me it's a performance. I'm literally putting on a performance. The sign language involves a lot of acting, and then the makeup, the costume, the spooky Halloween vibes, like it is a performance. I do find myself a bit cringy, but doesn't everyone? So yeah, that'll be out on Halloween. I think I usually put it up, I'll maybe put it up like 6 PM on Halloween maybe. Oh Beth, thank you. Fucking hell. Yeah, my mum's seen it. She says it's fabulous, so you know, but she's a bit biased. But I hope you guys like it anyway. I was tempted to do 2 because this one is shorter than usual, but it's just giving myself extra work and I don't know if I'll get it edited for Halloween now. But I do have more Halloween content coming to TikTok and Instagram, so I feel like that makes up for it. Thank you. Why did you delete the seizure one with the I look like I'm at death's door? I didn't. It should still be up unless it's been taken down, but no, I didn't. Or maybe I don't think I did. Or maybe I did, because in the beginning I said I have autoimmune epilepsy, and then I had that hospital stay where they made me feel so shit about my seizures and like make me feel like I wasn't even having seizures, and so I felt really invalid, and so I took it down. So yeah, I do remember it now, but I might put it back up because it's funny in a really sad way. But yeah, I do remember that now. I archived it. JJ, hey, how are you? I know things are tough for you right now. I hope that you're doing okay. You know you can always message me. I'm only a message away. Or if you need to meet up, that's also fine for a chat, an event. That's totally fine with me. Because you're literally like 10 minutes away, aren't you? Although you moved, didn't you? Did you move? Or have I made that up? I don't know. But you're not that far away anyway, so you know where I am if you need me. Hello. So curious, what language and dialect of sign do you speak? I use British Sign Language. And I'm northern, so it's kind of like the northern British Sign Language, because if I for example, once when we were having like a sign language meetup, a woman from Scotland joined us who was deaf as well, and her sign, because she was from Scotland, was slightly different to the sign that we used as northerners. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Oh, JJ, honestly, I have been so disappointed with hospitals and the NHS recently. I mean, I had my experience, and then literally a few days later, someone that I'm friends with on here called Sophia, who has epilepsy after being diagnosed with psychogenic seizures for years, she had a really bad admission. I hope she doesn't mind me talking about it on here. She's really, really open about it anyway. She ended up being ventilated, and then she was taken off the ventilator a little while later, and then had like a meeting with her doctors, and the doctors had written in her notes, I believe Sophia was more with it than she was letting on. She just didn't want to engage, and I was just furious for her. Like, it's all just so familiar. And then the fact that they wanted her to see the psych team as well, honestly, I'm just sick of it. And then my lovely friend Beth as well, who's just gotten out of hospital after about a month, she's had an awful experience as well, where they're just not taking her into consideration properly. Like, it just makes me so mad. Hello. It just, yeah. Anyway, sorry for ranting. I feel like they've been so disappointing lately. Far too many people having bad experiences. And it all seems to be young women as well. Thank you. Thanks. They absolutely do. Like, the NHS is incredible for so many reasons, and we are super privileged to have it. But I think the problem is that they are underfunded and undereducated in so many topics. That's the main issue. When I was in hospital, the nurses who looked after me were fantastic. They were so lovely, and they were completely on my side. We talked to them about the horrible appointments that we'd had and what people had been saying to me, and they were completely on my side. And they were saying, you know, that's disgusting, they shouldn't have said that and stuff. But then you talk to neurologists and people that are higher up, and it's like, where is your compassion? Where is your understanding? Where is your knowledge? It just, I don't know, there's fault. It's faulted for sure. But yeah, 100%. There's so much that they have to learn. If you're not a standard textbook case, then they don't know what to do with you, and that's when they start to say hurtful things, and, you know, but yeah. I have 2 fish. I have 2 goldfish in there. It's noisy, the water the water sound is noisy, I know, because I took some water out to water my plants, so it makes the filter, like the trickling, louder when there's not as much water in. Chicken! Wanting attention, anxiety, mental health issues, yeah, all that lovely stuff. Oh. I like the trickling noise. Can't. Oh God. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Yes, I'm aware I'm missing a ball. Maybe I should just hide it so that. But then people are like, your septum's wonky. I'm well aware. I am well aware. 3 bunnies and a dog. Whoa, that's weird. That's the first time someone has asked me how many pets do you have. No, I have 2 fish. Okay, thank God. I was thinking that sounds really empty, but yeah, no cats. 3 bunnies, a dog, and 2 fish. I want to get an aquarium for underwater plants just for the trickling noise. To be honest, you can 100% do that. You could totally do that. It still looks really nice in your room, or wherever you want it to be. You can still watch the plants grow. You can have water trickling. You can still have a bubble fountain if you wanted to. Like, go for it. Who says you need a fish in there? And then if you ever decide to get fish, then you can get ones that would be appropriate for the size of your tank. So yeah, I say go for it. How often do you change your fish water? I never do like a full change. I never disrupt the bacteria cycle or anything like that. It's really not that often, to be honest. It's sort of whenever the water's running low, because I use fish tank water to water my plants because it's got good nutrients in. So whenever I notice that, like, oops, I've been stealing a lot of their water, I'll fill it back up again. But I barely ever do like a really big water clean, just like, you know, rarely. I try and keep on top of the glass though, because the glass does get algae on it and stuff, and it doesn't look pretty. Yeah, I do have a planted tank. That's the green blur that you can see here. I think I've got 4 plants in there at the moment. Tiger's sleeping. She sleeps quite a lot. Is the Care Bears a hyperfixation? I don't like to label it, but I guess you could say that. Whee! Have you noticed any changes since your infusion? It's so crazy that my infusion was in January, because it feels like it was years ago, literally. It was only this year. But it just feels like so long ago. I'm on a lot of treatment at home, so I think... Oh, so sore. So I think it's hard to distinguish what's helping. I think it's a bit of a mix of everything. The antibiotics have been helping me massively with my mental state, the decrease in seizures, apart from... September, but you know, we don't talk about that. My dystonia is still very up and down, but overall it's better than it was like a year ago, 2 years ago. Wow! No, it wasn't IVIG, it was, nobody's ever really heard of it, but it's called SOT, which is supportive oligonucleotide therapy, which is an infusion I'd personally never heard of, which is why it was super scary getting an infusion that you've never heard of and didn't even know existed. I haven't had IVIG yet. Fuck off. No, that's okay. I think because I've talked about IVIG, people think that's what I've had. But, no. Thank you. Thanks, Mac. When you walk around, do you use your smart crutches or cool crutches more? It depends. So like yesterday we went for a walk to see my lovely donkeys, Yeah, you can just call it SOT. You don't have to remember the full name. It took me ages to remember what it meant. Yesterday we went on a walk to see our donkeys. I say our, they're not, I don't own them, but I call them my donkeys. They're my boys. And it's literally it's probably 10 minutes with the rate, like the speed that I walk. And Mum was pushing the wheelchair, but I was using my crutches so that, like, if my legs gave out, then I could sit in the chair. It was so painful. Yesterday I was in so much pain after physio the day before. I'd also had a really nasty seizure, but the pain hadn't kicked in yet. That was today. But I do really short walks. I've started to do with my crutches again. Yesterday I used my smart crutches because of the amount of pain that I was in, and they give me more support. But if I'm not really in pain and we're just going for a super short walk, I usually take my cool crutches. How beautiful was that? I wish it was up for longer. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you have epilepsy? No. No, I don't. I don't know where I'm at with the autoimmune epilepsy thing. I felt quite confident in that, and then I had that hospital admission, and then I was like, do I even have seizures? No, I'm joking. I always knew. I never let that thought get into my head. After that neurologist told me, you're not having seizures, we're going to call them attacks, I never let her get into my head, because she hadn't even seen me have a seizure in person. She hadn't even seen it. She just decided to tell me that I wasn't having seizures. So, like, she had no right to say that, really. I'd never met her before in my life. She didn't know me. She didn't know any of my story. So I didn't let her get into my head, because I know that I have seizures. Everybody that knows me knows that I have seizures. So, yeah, she can do one. But I did lose a lot of confidence, obviously, as you would. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at with that. I don't know. But no. So sorry to hear about Lottie. Thank you very much. Thank you. Today is actually Dias de los Muertos, when Day of the Dead, October 27th. It's a belief that they have in Mexico and Spain, I think that's right, where ancestors and pets that you've lost come back and visit you, which I think is such a nice thing. Yeah, it was so hard, I'm not gonna lie, it was so hard. It was just the worst. I feel like crying now, because I barely ever let myself think about her, but I do apologise if I cry. I've done the same thing that I did with Bonnie, where I grieved so heavily the first few days, especially when we still had their body. Like, trigger warning, talking about pet loss here, in case anyone is uncomfortable with that, I understand. Especially when we still had their physical body, I grieved so heavily. But then when you don't have them anymore, it's like I put up a defence, and I don't let myself think about them. I did exactly the same thing with Bonnie. So then when I decided to watch videos or look through photos, or even just think, I'm never going to see her again, that's when it hits me, and I feel the worst feeling in my chest. And I'm talking about this because people don't talk about pet loss enough. Like, the grief is so consuming and so heavy, and people don't talk about it enough. I'm on a animal grief support group on Facebook. It's got like 128,000 members, and every single person in that group knows the heaviness of it. I mean, the poor people on that group, people of it's just awful, but people don't understand it. And like with Lottie, it was a shock, but also it wasn't. Like quite a few of you know Lottie's story. She'd been unwell with her own chronic illness for a really, really, really long time. But then she went in for... She had gone downhill quite suddenly and she wasn't able to go to the toilet, which is a medical emergency in cats. She was super, super uncomfortable. She wouldn't settle. She didn't sit on my knee anymore. She didn't sleep on my bed anymore in those last few days. And she... Sorry. Oh man, I'm really embarrassed, sorry. She went in for tests and they found a mass. And so it was like, she just went in for tests. I assumed that she would come home with us, and she didn't. Basically, he called us and said, you know, we found a mass. We're not going to be able to operate on it. And then he basically said on the phone, like, I think the kindest thing to do would be to let her go. And for some reason, I assumed that that would be in like a week. I don't know why I was thinking that. So then I said to my mum, I was like, what, you mean today? And he said, like, yeah. And it just like, it's just so weird, you know? See, now I'm a mess because I try my hardest not to think about her, because otherwise this happens. But like, it is so weird, and I apologise for crying on live stream. But like, you have... I'm okay. You have someone in your life, an animal in your life for 13 years. And I had a bond with Lottie that no one else in my family had. Yeah, 13 years, and then she's just... But like I said, I think people cope with grief in different ways, and sometimes it's out of our control. Like, my brain puts up a barrier and doesn't even really let me think of her. And so when I do think, it hits me all over again that, like, actually she's gone and she's not coming back. Like, I still walk into my room and expect to see her curled up on my bed. Even now, like, if she was here with me, she'd be on my knee. She was always in my live streams, you guys know this, always being a pest. It's still very, very raw. It was only, I don't know when it was actually. Has it been a couple weeks? It hasn't even been that long. So yeah, still very, very raw. Yeah, sorry about that. That just got really, really deep and really, really sad. I do apologise that. Yeah, sorry. For people who joined and I was crying and they didn't understand what was going on, we lost our 13-year-old family cat very, very recently. And as I was saying, my brain doesn't let me think about her, so just kind of opens the gates when I do. And I feel it so physically too, like in my chest and my stomach. Exactly the same with Bonnie. Like, I have so much grief in my heart because I lost Bonnie in May, and that was like, honestly, I don't know if I've ever felt anything like that. Especially the way that I found her. And then Lottie in such a short time, yeah. Yeah, it's been a rough year, but sorry everyone, I'm okay. It's just, you know, it's very raw still. Thank you for those roses. I do love so deeply. I feel everything. It feels like when I feel things, I feel it like times 10. Whether that's love for someone, love for an animal, I feel that so, so strongly. Like the donkeys that live 5 minutes away from us. I don't own them, but now I love them so much. And I haven't even really known them that long. They're donkeys that live 5 minutes away from us. My pets, I love them so ridiculously much. There's humans in my life that I just want to squeeze, and like, I could not love them more. My friends, my family, I love everyone so deeply. But that also means that when I'm sad, I feel that times 10. When, like, I feel things very strongly. And so stuff like grief, when I lose an animal, it's gonna be really hard because I'm an empath and I've always been that way. I remember my first ever therapist, I was 14 and I was in school, and she was very spiritual. Like, we went to a house, it was all crystals, really strong incense, and so we talked a lot about spirituality and like the sort of soul of a person, I guess you could say. And this was going back 10 years, and she could tell that I was an empath, and we talked a lot about how empaths tend to struggle more than other people because they take on the emotions of things around them. So like, for example, when Lottie was uncomfortable and she couldn't go to the toilet, I felt that discomfort. I'm not saying that I also couldn't go to the toilet, but I felt that. I felt like I didn't want to sit down and settle either because she couldn't settle. And it was so upsetting to see her like that. When, you know, when I see a homeless person or I see someone on the street crying, for example, I will think about them the whole day. I will put myself in their shoes and I will dwell on that. I take on other people's emotions, and that can get so exhausting. Absolutely. It's crazy because I used to be one of these people who would think like, oh, you know, you've lost a pet, it's no big deal. And then from the age of 8, I've always had pets. And oh my god, it just seems to get harder every single time. Losing Lottie was a brand new experience though, because she was a childhood pet. That's what I'm trying to say. She was a childhood pet. I was 11 when we got Lottie, so it feels different because she'd been with us for such a long time. But anyway, yeah. And any other empaths who are in this live stream, I know how difficult it is, but honestly, I think it is a beautiful thing, like the fact that we feel things that other people maybe don't. We notice things that other people don't. I don't know if it's the same for other empaths, but I notice everything. When we're in public, I people watch, and I notice every detail with their outfit, or like, I just notice things. And I've been that way for such a long time. And I think that's really cool. I almost feel like I see more than some other people do. Some people don't take these things in, but I do. And I think that's pretty cool. And it can be a bit of a curse because we feel so deeply, which is amazing, but also really hard at times. An empath is a person who can really feel what other people are feeling. I don't know how to describe it. I wonder what the Google definition is of an empath, because I'm not going to describe it very well. But I think empaths are amazing. There should be more empaths in the world. I feel like that would make the world a better place. You know, the wars that are going on at the moment, if all those people were empaths, imagine how different it would be. Like, it is a good thing, but also it's so blooming damn hard. Empath definition. I'm not sure why they've described it as paranormal here, but I'm still a bit sniffly from the crying. Oh, thank you. Empaths do make the greatest friends. They 100% do. I feel like it makes me extra like cuddly as well. I love cuddles and I love hugs, and it's all because I love people so much. So yeah, basically empaths are really tuned in to people around you and what they're feeling. You can really connect with other people, and you can almost, you take on their problems, like you feel what they're feeling. Which means that you can get really upset if someone you know is really, really struggling. But it also means that you can feel so much happiness for your friends. I'm trying to describe it as best as I can, but there's like so much I want to say and I don't know if I can. But yeah, I did talk about this with my first therapist when I was 14, as I say, and she was very, very spiritual. And I think that's where I started learning about what an empath is and how difficult it can be. She was really lovely, actually. The only thing that I was a bit unsure about is that when I had the odd hallucination when I was younger, I didn't realise I had them at such a young age, but she told me that like I was seeing spirits. I'm spiritual, so I do believe that that could be true, especially the war soldier that I saw once. I do believe in that kind of thing. However, when I was very mentally unwell and I was hallucinating, sometimes you don't want to hear, oh, you're seeing spirits, you know, this could be a good thing. Sometimes you don't want to hear that. But yeah, she was lovely. She gave me, I don't know where the actual one is that she gave me, but Charis, hey! Wait, what's your sign name? I don't think I know it. But I should know it. Yeah. She gave me this. This is the exact little bag that she gave me. This is my first therapist. The one in here isn't the same. She gave me this. Acupressure massage ring. Use the ring to stimulate your fingers when you feel tired or your mind is in overdrive. Acupuncture rings can energize, improve concentration. Yes, please. Send. Charis, what? Yes, show me a video, please. And help distract the mind from negative or repetitive thinking. So you can find these on Amazon, by the way. I've been really shaky this live stream. Brain fog, yeah. How do you say send in sign language? Please. No, it's gone. And you roll them up and down your fingers like this. They are so, so good. So they put pressure on. But the way, these are really good for disrupting like a thought cycle. Absolutely love these. These are really, really good. If you look up acupressure rings on Amazon, you can find loads. These are really, really good. I'd always recommend those. My very first therapist gave me one. Look at my, this is my fidget box. It doesn't have them all in. Oh Jesus, it's really heavy because of all the squishies. Hello? Are you going to focus? No? It's not going to focus. Alright then. No, they don't break at all. I actually decorated this box ages ago. I did this years ago. I didn't finish it though. I've only done the top. Maybe it'll be focused now. Why does it blur whenever I open it? That's rude. It is because of the filter, but yeah. Yeah, I have this box of, these are ones that I like, really, really like, and then I have a drawer of some other ones. Thank you, Charis. I'm gonna do that for now, because I don't know your sign name yet. Do you know mine? I actually have two, but I prefer one of them. How long did it take me? I don't know, it was years ago, like 4 years, 5 years maybe. My hair, blue nice. Oh, okay, I'll show you. Oh, Charis, I really, really, really want to meet you, but you're so far away. So far away. But I really, really, really want to meet you. That'd be so good. Ew, this one's got stuff on it. Yes, we do. Bye. Thank you for coming on. Thanks for the roses. Thank you. Is the filter like blurring my hands when I sign? Sorry, I probably shouldn't do that. When I sign, is it clear? It looks okay to me. Moon, moon, moon. My rabbit is called Moon. That was a tick. Thank you for the gift, thank you. How long have I been learning sign? I'm not learning right now. I'm kind of like, I'm level 2 and then I've like stopped there. But I do want to, you know, go further. I want to do level 3 at some point. Right now I'm qualified level 2. But I started learning 2016. But I was like self-taught, and then so the levels go up to level 6. However, level 6 is like the top like interpreter level, so that would be like fluent, but you can communicate and have a conversation easy with level 2, maybe even some level 1, but like I can communicate with a deaf person, you know, just fine with level 2, maybe a little bit level 3 because I have a deaf friend, so I like have the experience. But also, if I wanted to work with deaf children, I would have to be level 3 qualified, because level 3 is like the standard, like what you need for a job with sign language. But if you want to be an interpreter, then you need level 6. I mean, Charis, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Thank you. Thanks. I speak a little bit of Spanish, but I'm still learning, so it's not a lot. Oh, cool. Thank you. It feels weird signing with my left hand. Congratulations on your win. Oh, thank you. It was a really good night. It was so, so good. I'm really, really proud of myself. Oh. Here's my award, in case people haven't seen it. Isn't it stunning? It's really heavy. It's really, really heavy. Anyways. Thank you. I have more photos coming soon that I want to post. I'm just waiting for them to send them. Chariots, can you help me? If you're still here, how do you say send in sign? I don't know if she's still here, but I can't remember. Yeah, I'm waiting for the photos and then I'll post them on my Instagram. Oh, thank you, Sarah, thank you. Thanks. It was like bright red. It was really, really red. Thank you. Thanks, Tahima. How are you? How are you guys? Yeah, sign language exams are scary because it's new. It's something that you've never done before. But you have to remember, like, it's just 5-10 minutes and then you have a qualification. So, you know, you've just got to remember that. I was terrified for my exams. It's scary. Also, my level... Was it level 1 or level 2? One of my exams... Oh, it was level 1. My finger was almost broken. And I still passed it. So... You've got to have confidence and practice. Make sure that your signs are clear and smooth and you'll be fine. Yeah, apparently level 3 exams are like really hard. That's what scares me. Bye, Charis. Lots of love. I will speak to you later. So if I did a course on sign language, I'd have to do an exam. Yeah, otherwise you can't get your qualifications. I was super happy actually because my level 1, this is going to sound like such a brag, but like hell yeah, why should I not? My level 1 exam, I got the highest score that my teacher had seen in his whole like years of teaching. I have no idea how I did that. I barely even remember the exam now. It was a few years ago, but like that was incredible. Level 2, I don't even remember doing an exam. I don't even remember that. Maybe I didn't do it because of COVID. I don't remember. But yeah, I'd love to do level 3 at some point. I did think about doing it this year, but it's too late now because it's... Sorry, I'm playing with my septum a lot because it's annoying me. You did it in the house. Did I? What, like she came to our house? That's ringing a bell, actually. Is each level harder? Yeah, obviously. It's the same as anything. Yeah, every level gets harder because you're learning more vocabulary on top of what you already know. For me, I was just about to keep signing, but my friend Charis is gone, I think, so I was signing for her. But for me, I find learning sign language... Did she actually? I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. For me, learning sign language is so much easier than learning... Like at the moment, I'm learning Spanish. I'm on like day 80 or something, even though I still don't really feel like I'm getting anywhere. I don't think I can have a conversation with someone. But that's Duolingo for you. But it's so much easier learning words with my hands than remembering it and saying it out here. But that's just me. I feel like it's just one of everyone has their thing, don't they? My friend Tom, his natural talent is piano. That's his thing. It comes easily to him. I've got another friend, her thing has always been drawing. Ever since we were in school, she has been an incredible artist. It's easy for her. A thing that comes easy for me is sign language, whereas not everyone has that. So it does depend on how your memory as well. So like my mum really struggles to remember signs. I have memory loss, but somehow sign language is something that really sticks in my head. Your face shape has changed. I don't know what that means. Yeah, everyone has their thing. For some it's easier than for others. My sign name is Evie, which means hippie. Evie. Is signing ever harder because of your tics? No, actually. I might still have facial tics in between signing, but because sign language literally requires movement, my body is distracted. And also, especially if I'm signing with someone else, I'm constantly watching them and translating their sign language in my head into English, which obviously requires a lot of concentration. So it's almost like my brain isn't thinking, oh, we have Tourette's, let's tick. Do you know what I mean? Same with things like arts. When I do art, I don't really tick. I don't tick much when I'm playing Sims 4. I don't tick much when I'm singing. There's so many things that make my Tourette's much milder. Sign language is so beautiful. I 100% agree. It's such a beautiful language. I just think it's so cool. Like, what a cool invention. You can talk. There's a whole new language out there without even saying anything. Like, it's so cool. Yeah, it needs more recognition. This is really getting on my nerves. Who gave you your sign name? My level 1 sign language teacher gave it to me. He was completely deaf. He was also completely mute. He would sometimes whisper when he was talking, but that's all that he could do. He couldn't actually make any noise. And he gave us all sign names. So yeah, mine was Evie. So like, I'm trying to think of an example. There was another woman in our class, her sign name was this, which is ice skating, because she liked ice skating. Pretty sure it was that. I'm trying to think of someone else. I can't think of anyone else's now, but yeah, stuff like that. I think someone's was like that because they had curly hair. Stuff like that. It's all about like the characteristics of the person can then be their sign name, but you can't just make it up. It has to be given to you by a member of the deaf community. Hence, it was given to me by my sign language tutor. I really, really miss him. He was incredible. Can you start level 1 with very basic knowledge? Yeah, of course, that's what I did. I already knew quite a lot of sign when I started level 1, so it was actually pretty easy for me. But also you learn a lot about sign language structure, and there was a lot of stuff that I learned. One thing that I really, really lack the knowledge of in sign language is food. I barely know any food in sign language. I did learn some in level 1, but it just went, phew. I don't know why it doesn't stick in my head, but it just doesn't. I know some fruit and veg. I know some very, very minimal food, and that's it. How do I say beans? I don't know. How do I say rice? Not a clue. I can say pizza, I can say burger, cake, biscuit, apple, carrot, orange. Really, really minimal stuff. That's where I massively lack. But you know, going into level 1, I could already have a basic conversation. So if you've already got that knowledge, they'll appreciate that. Like, they'll think that's really good. So yeah, go for it. Thank you. I don't know what it is that makes my skin so good now. Honestly, me and my mum think it could be the antibiotics. Chocolate, yes, hot chocolate, of course. Like banana, cherry. There'll be others too. I just can't think right now. Milk. What was I saying? Oh, I'm gonna have to scroll back up, see what I was talking about.